Let's take a look at another way how to improve the open world PvP in Aeternum. This change is very small but would significantly spice up open world PvP experience. But only for those players who really want that without bothering anyone else. And I'm talking about faction PvP missions. The sole purpose for those missions is to give players a way how to gain influence in a territory. Well, you also get some faction tokens to buy different tier rewards. But in my opinion, only good stuff there is the Bane's staff to close breaches at level 20 and a gear set at level 50. As all those come with tier 5 gems, and before you get better drops, that armor and weapons are decent enough. But the rest items available there are too weak and expensive, and I wouldn't bother with them at all. So by completing faction missions, attackers can put this territory into a conflict state and unlock the option to declare a war. While defenders should counter that by increasing their influence and prevent their territory from entering a conflict state to avoid fighting a war and risk losing their territory. And the change is really small. All that devs have to do is increase the patrol timer several times, as 100 seconds is just too low. I would set it to 300 seconds or 5 minutes. Replace PvP delivery missions with Kill X player missions, and make that every single faction PvP mission will send all players who accepted them to the exact same spot. Basically, it will create one PvP hotspot per territory, where every single PvP player that wants to have an action will go and find plenty of enemies to interact. And it would also mean that faction chat would be the best way how to communicate the latest news, which territory needs immediate PvP player presence and like that. At the moment, PvP missions will send you to 10 or so random locations, thus spreading out PvP flagged players all over the place, and significantly reducing player encounters, and that's lame. If there are, in example, 100 PvP flagged players in one territory, the chance that they have a good fight now is quite low. But now imagine what would happen if all these 100 flagged players would be directed to the very same location. Some would have a mission to patrol there for 5 minutes, others to search 5 chests or kill 5 enemy players. Epic open world wars would happen every day, and especially during server prime time. And what is even crazier, during wars now players don't have to kill enemies at all, as it doesn't matter. In most cases they should even avoid chasing enemies. All they have to do to win a war is to defend or take over the fort's claim. While in open world hotspot wars it would be all about killing enemies, thus completely changing their playstyle and goals, also by adding diversity to PvP encounters. Territory hotspot wars would also be about both attacking factions working together and having some kind of mutual truce, while defenders would have a hard time working on their influence against two factions. At the same time, it would bring a lot of epic encounters for everyone, and not just for selected 100 players that will participate in wars. Now everyone can flag and go there, everyone can write in faction chat and team up with others and have fun whenever they want. Or just go there solo. Everything that settlement wars are failing to provide. Fun for everyone who wants to participate and not just chosen ones. Additionally, if there would be any PvP tokens that I suggested in my previous video, then engaging with 10 to 20 players on a daily basis would take just 10 to 15 minutes and would add some nice bonuses to all parties involved. Add more incentives for players to flag and to fight till death. So why this is not in the game yet? Developers are smart and not afraid of making logical decisions. As you can see, PvE missions do not give you any faction influence, just money, faction tokens, territory standing and experience rewards. So you can't undermine enemy territory in an easy PvE mode. Sadly, that leaves only one logical reason why we have the system that sends players all over the place instead of grouping them all in one small PvP hotspot. Servers can't handle hundreds of players fighting each other in a small area of open world. So developers are implementing game mechanics that fool us into believing otherwise and hide this fact. I really hope that I'm wrong here, and I really hope that Amazon will change faction PvP missions to direct as many players as possible into a very small area, instead of spreading them out, and then PvP players won't need any other PvP content for a very long time. Every day there will be 100+ player wars in open world hotspots, and all that players will have to do is flag themselves and go there. Imagine all epic stories and encounters that could come out of this. And by not wasting time on PvP modes, now developers can concentrate on PvE modes for the launch, add more weapons, mid and endgame content, and start working on additional PvP content only after the release, as now PvP players will be occupied with territory hotspot daily wars and settlement 50v50 wars. That's my take on faction PvP missions in New World. Will be interesting to see what direction this will take, but I would really hate to see in the release next year the same faction PvP missions that are sending players all over the territory instead of grouping them in one hotspot. Just remember, everything is subject to change. And if you like this video, you know what to do. Link to my Discord is down below, feel free to jump in and say hi or ask me any questions. That's it for now, Eternum awaits you